Hi, welcome back. Today I'm going to show you how to make an all-American classic, the strawberry shortcake. So if you want to learn how to make it, please stay tuned. Okay, so to make your biscuits, you're going to want to preheat your oven to 425. That's the first thing. And then you're going to have a sheet pan ready with either parchment paper or a silicone liner like this one. For your ingredients, you're going to need 4 cups of all-purpose flour, a 1/4 cup of heavy cream, half a teaspoon of salt, 1/4 cup of granulated sugar, and then 1 tablespoon and a half of baking powder, and then we have 1 cup of milk. Okay, so I'm going to use my food processor to make my dough. You can use a bowl and a fork to make your dough, or your hands, but I wouldn't recommend using a mixer because it'll toughen up the biscuits. It'll develop too much gluten in the flour and it's just gonna make some tough, chewy biscuits. So what you want to do is you put your 4 cups of flour, you're gonna put your baking powder in there, your salt, and the 1/4 cup of granulated sugar, and we're gonna pulse this just to incorporate it. Next, I'm going to add 1 egg, which I forgot to mention, but 1 egg into our heavy cream, and then we're gonna break it up in our container. Break it up a little bit, and then we're gonna add the milk, and the milk should already be curdled, soured. That's what we want for our biscuits. Okay, so what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna add my cold diced butter into my flour, and we're gonna pulse to break it. We don't want to completely disintegrate it. We still want little pieces because that's what's gonna make our biscuit dough nice and flaky. And so we're gonna put the butter in. Now I'm using salted butter because there wasn't any unsalted where I shop, so I'm just making sure I don't put too much salt into my dough. So I'm just gonna pulse. And then we're gonna add our wet ingredients. Okay. Okay, so as soon as it comes together, you're done. That's it. And we're gonna move on to the cutting board. Okay, so to roll our biscuits, I have some extra flour here that I'm gonna use to dust my board. And we're just gonna pour all the contents onto the cutting board. You can use a clean counter. I like to use the cutting board because the wood absorbs some of the excess moisture in the dough. Sprinkle a little bit of flour so that our dough doesn't stick. And basically, we're not gonna need it because if we need it, we are gonna develop gluten in the dough, and that's gonna make tough biscuits. So we're just going to lightly flatten our dough with our hands, and
she always kills him.
you know, just try to make a rectangle. Okay. So what I'm gonna do now is that I couldn't find my round cutter, so I'm gonna use a glass. Whatever you have at home you can use to cut my biscuits. So use a glass like this, and this is what our biscuit looks like. Okay, and just set it on your tray. And I like to put these relatively together because they tend to grow better together. They grow better together, actually. So what you're gonna do with your excess dough, you're gonna push it together. We're not gonna knead it. We're gonna push it together and make some more. Try to make them all the same thickness so that they bake evenly. Keep on dusting your glass.